So, this week's villain is obsessed with Alice in Wonderland, eh?
Yes, and while I think the Mad Hatter is a silly character to model oneself after, at least he didn't choose something like the Cheshire Cat. Could you imagine a crazy person running around Gotham with a big grin talking nonsense all the time?
Yes, we wouldn't want that, would we?
Welcome back to another episode of Batman the Animated Recap. Last time we covered Appointment in Crime Alley, featuring Roland Daggett trying to blow up a Gotham slum. This time we're getting another villain origin story. Season 1, Episode 27 of Batman the Animated Series, Mad as a Hatter. We open on some lab rats being mind-controlled into having a tea party by a neuroscientist named Jervis Tetch.
All people ever think about is the mind control. Nobody ever wonders if he had to use an eyedropper to put such a small amount of tea in a pot sized for rats. But I wonder...
I think he did it with magic.
Tetch is celebrating how he can control anything with the technology he's developed when he's interrupted by an assistant named Alice, who gives him a brief heads up that Bruce Wayne is here for a visit.
I read your proposal on using microchips to enhance the brain's potential. Sounds intriguing.
Bruce is supportive, stating that Tetch is a valued member of the research team, but Tetch's direct supervisor, Dr. Cates, is not, making an Alice in Wonderland reference on her way out of the office.
You got off easy this time, Tetch, but heads could roll if you slip up again.
Oh boy, it's gonna be one of those episodes, is it? We're gonna be Lewis Carrolled to death.
Tetch seems dejected after the meeting, and Alice tries to cheer him up. He says that sometimes he thinks she's the only one who understands him, and it's clear that he has a thing for her. Alice does like Jervis, but not in that way, and it's also revealed that she has a boyfriend. Now, not sure if Tetch knew this beforehand or not, which I don't see how he couldn't, since she keeps a photo of the two of them on her desk, but hearing it now, he takes it quite well.
Ha! This dame looks like the book character and is named Alice. Is this guy infatuated with her, or just a resemblance to a character from the books to give him a Woody?
That's pretty insightful, Scarface.
What did you call me?
What? Nothing. No, I was just saying that you're insightful. You know, but full of insight.
Oh, I'm full of it now, huh? You want a foot in the mouth?
I'm just gonna get back to this. Tetch laments in private over his longing to be with Alice. He claims that he has developed a circuitry card powerful enough to control the human brain, but realizes that using it would turn Alice into a soulless shell. He's just about to give up when this happens.
We were shouting, screaming, saying we never wanted to see each other again.
I don't suppose he uses the opportunity to console her as a friend and, form a better bond.
No, but he does go on an emotional roller coaster ride.
Fatuous day, Callooh, Calais!
Oh, what could a beautiful girl like her ever see in someone like me? How indeed.
Later that night, Tetch shows up at Alice's apartment dressed as the Mad Hatter from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and invites her to a night out on the town to forget her boyfriend troubles.
Wasn't Alice like 7 years old in the book? I mean, I know this Alice is supposed to be a grown woman, but they've even given her a baby voice to more mirror the character from the story that this guy's obsessed with. That makes his motivations even worse than they already are.
Yeah, that's not good. Well, let's just see what happens. Alice and Jervis arrive at a park and are assaulted by two muggers who are apparently no match for the quick hands of Jervis Tetch.
Please, Mr. Hat, go easy on us.
So he's a neuroscientist and Chris Angel? I don't remember street magic in his backstory.
Is that the magic you were referring to earlier?
Nope, but it doesn't hurt my case.
Also, good thing those thugs were wearing headbands, eh? I think it was Gotham's annual headwear day. It just happened at a plot-convenient time.
It seems like Batman is having a slow night until the police emergency band alerts him to 2 possible suicide attempts in progress. Upon hearing that Bruce won't be home early, Alfred says,
"Then I'll prepare your usual breakfast. Toast, coffee, bandages."
You eat bandages for breakfast?
No, I don't eat bandages for breakfast. He was being sassy.
Still, Batsy, coffee and toast is pretty unhealthy.
Yes, get some protein in there. Have some eggs, or slice up an avocado on that toast. Sure, it's fatty, but it's the good fat. Didn't know you all cared.
Of course. We want you in peak condition when we break you.
We cut to a bridge where the two thugs from earlier are climbing to the top of it. Batman arrives and propels himself up to their position. I have so many questions. Why not just use your grapple gun? Or the extended launcher that we saw you use in Fear Victory? And if that's an ejection seat, how do you drive the Batmobile after, since the seat would have to be destroyed falling back down from that distance?
Look, I have answers to those questions, but the technical specs would go right over your head, so I'm not going to bother.
Rude. Anyway, when Batman confronts the thugs, they say,
Mr. Hat told us to jump in the river.
Yes, he said jump into the river, not scale to the top of a bridge's support beams and jump into the river. Why would they even be up there?
I think it's refreshing to see a street thug go the extra mile. Typically, the criminals of Gotham just do the bare minimum.
The thugs force Batman off the bridge with them as they jump, but Batman has his hang glider at the ready and saves them. We then find out that while under the mind control effects, people have no memory of their actions. While Batman is learning more about his new adversary, Jervis and Alice are at a fancy restaurant being given the celebrity treatment.
I have created a gastronomical delight for you.
Would you be so kind as to favor us with a photo for our celebrity wall?
How many of those cards does he have? He only decided to become a criminal today, and that was after lunch. Not to mention, it seemed like he just perfected the technology, and you wouldn't mass-produce the prototypes.
Yeah, not to mention the costs involved to manufacture that kind of tech. I mean, I guess you could argue that maybe he's using Wayne Tech resources to create them, but I feel like it would be hard to hide that from Bruce or Lucius Fox.
Yeah, nobody uses my company's money to create shady technology except for me.
Okay, I think I'm starting to pick up what Bane's putting down, but I still don't see anything magical.
Don't worry, it's coming.
Later that night, Tetch takes Alice to a highly themed storybook land where he talks about his love of Alice in Wonderland and gets Alice to dance with him while reciting the Mock Turtles song.
Will you, won't you, will you, won't you join the dance?
That song from the book is a parody of the poem The Spider and the Fly, which feels eerily appropriate here.
Back at the Batcave, Bruce looks over one of Tetch's cards, and Alfred mentions having seen the image on the card before.
It seems those near-suicides had a run-in with a self-styled Mad Hatter.
Now, if he only had a sidekick dressed up as the March Hare. Ha, who ever heard of a villain with a sidekick? Right, dummy?
Yes, boss. Jervis drops Alice off at her home and dances off into the night, delighted with how well he thought the evening went. Only once Alice goes inside, she finds...
Baby, I'm sorry. Can we talk?
Yeah, that's not gonna go well. I can't wait!
The next day, at the office, Alice reveals that Billy proposed to her, which puts Tetch in a foul mood, but before he can act on impulse, Dr. Cates shows up to tell him that Bruce Wayne wants to see him right away. She also implies that he'll be fired if he's gotten her department into any trouble, to which he responds,
Oh, do be quiet, Dr. Cates!
Wait, how did that card stick to her head?
Ah, the power of bangs, am I right?
If you like that, just wait.
Bruce shows up later looking for Dr. Cates and Jervis, but Alice says that they left together before she receives a suspicious call from her boyfriend.
Why? Billy? Billy?
We see that Tetch has Billy mind-controlled and forced him to break up with Alice.
Will we reach a point in this story where we side with or sympathize with this man at all? Are you into extreme Alice in Wonderland cosplay? Not that I'm aware of. Then, no.
Later that night, when a sullen Alice arrives home, she finds the hallway to her apartment filled with flowers. Tetch pops out and says that he came right over when he heard that Billy left her again. Alice asks how he knew that, since she hasn't told anyone, to which he replies,
Oh, pish-tush, what matters now is we have each other.
It's clear that Alice is uncomfortable, but before the Mad Hatter can do anything, Batman shows up to stop him. Unfortunately, Tetch was expecting this and brought backup, and for some reason, Batman has a hard time dealing with them.
Have you ever fought someone in a mascot costume? It's like they're wearing armor. Soft, fluffy armor. Only JCVD knows my pain.
While Batman is busy, Tetch grabs Alice.
Believe me, I didn't want it this way.
Wait, she had a headband and he had just ignored it and stuck it to the side of her head. I mean, I know the implication is that it's tucked behind her ear, but that wouldn't stay in place. What's keeping it there?
Magic.
Huh. Batman finally knocks out the Walrus and the Carpenter, finding more of Tetch's cards on them, and a tag from the costume that says property of Gotham Storybook Land. Batman arrives at the Alice in Wonderland section of the park to find that Tetch is waiting for him with a bunch of mind-controlled civilians dressed as characters from the book. After a bit of a struggle while trying to not injure anyone too badly, Batman manages to free Billy from the mind control, and Billy helps free the others, causing Tetch to retreat with Alice into a card maze.
In Wonderland, the Mad Hatter reigns supreme.
Wait, what? Why would a theme park have an attraction like that? The potential for public hazard would be so high they wouldn't be able to get insurance coverage. And even if I buy that they do have something like that, Tetch is a neuroscientist, not an electrical engineer. How does he have a device to control it? And how does he know where Batman is in the maze? There's no cameras, and he's not watching any feeds. He's been a villain for one day. How would he have set all this up?
Alright, I'll say it again. Magic.
Okay, I believe you. Anyway, Batman gets on top of the maze and finds Tetch. The two fight, and Tetch manages to get the upper hand using magic again, I guess. But before he can land a killing blow, Batman uses a batarang to cut the ropes on a Jabberwock statue, causing it to fall onto Tetch, knocking him out.
Oh, frabjous day, Calloo Calais, he chortled in his joy.
Why, Batsy, I didn't know you were one of these Wonderland freaks, too.
Who are you kidding, clown? Everyone in Gotham has taken a trip down that rabbit hole at some point.
That's fair.
Billy frees Alice from her mind control, and the two embrace as Tetch mumbles the lyrics to the Mock Turtle song again, while the camera pans out, revealing a statue of the creature itself.
Would not, could not. Oh, could not join the dance.
I found this episode to be a complete bore, since it did not feature the Joker in any way. His presence would have brought so much joy, as he is the funniest person on the planet. Ha 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 ha, it tickles me just to think about him. Tetch, by comparison, is a delusional pervert, letting his technology go to waste. What did you think, Joker?
I couldn't agree more. While I like throwing innocence in the path of Batman to stop him, the Mad Hatter was just a whiny loser using great technology to force someone to stay with him against their will. Huh. Where was that tech when Harley left me? Anyway, 3 out of 5 different hats worn by Gothamites.
What a great analysis, Mr. J.
Joker, stop using Tetch's tech to make the host act like Harley.
Why, I have no idea what you're talking about, Bats. Join us next time when we'll be covering Dreams in Darkness. Another Crane episode? Seriously, who is your agent? So I can kill him. Till next time, kiddies!
I am an unfunny, big dumb meat sack.
And
I don't deserve to be in the presence of such brilliant villains.
Make him tell us what he fears the most.
Oh, no. Make him exercise until he collapses.
make him put on a pair of his own cement shoes, then go for a swim.
Hey, what do you all think you're doing?
Sorry, Batsy. We'll stop.
No, I mean, you can't have someone mind-controlled and not make them do the chicken dance. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't be afraid to like and share the video. Be sure to subscribe and click that bell icon to be notified when more Batman the Animated Recap episodes go up. Now, I'll see you all in your nightmares.